It was a time way back, and I met this dude or whatever. Back in the days, I was very promiscuous. I slept around with who I wanted to sleep around with. I drank, I smoked, I was addicted to pills, ecstasy. So my escape was one night stands, partying, clubbing all the time, smoking, drinking, whatever I wanted to do. I did it. I didn't care. And I remember I met this dude. He had just got out of jail. I met him. Didn't even know the dude. Went to go spend the night at the dude's house. Didn't know where I was going. I didn't care. You know, I'm partying, I'm having fun. And so I ended up sleeping with the dude or whatever. And the next day he was like, hey, you know, I want you to stay at my house or whatever. I was like, all right, you know, I'm thinking, oh man, I must be getting in bed or whatever. Like, you know, he wants me to stay again or whatever. So that day his friend came and got me and took me to my house to get some clothes or whatever. And that night, you know, his friend was like, you know, well, we're gonna wait till, you know, he get off of work or whatever, and then I'll take you back. I was like, all right, you know, I'm not paying attention to the scenery or nothing. So we go to the liquor store, you know, we get weed, go back to his friend's house, and we all drinking and we smoking, we having a good time. At the time, you know, I'm not paying attention, you know, what's all around, but it's only dudes. And I'm the only female, but I don't care, you know, I'm in my zone, I'm smoking, I'm drinking, I'm having a good time. And then, you know, I just go in this room or whatever. So in the room, it was like a pallet on the floor or whatever. Still not paying attention or whatever because I'm in my little zone or whatever, I'm high, I'm feeling good. And so two dudes come in or whatever. And so they're talking and, you know, they're laughing or whatever, we all talking and we chilling. And we sit there for a while, you know, just talking, asking questions and stuff like that. And then they get up and leave or whatever. And so I hear them talking, you know, to my friend's friend or whatever. And then, you know, I get up and I go in there, whatever, you know, I notice like the lights, it's dark. You know, I'm like, you know, where everybody at? He was like, oh, you know, they left or whatever. I was like, okay. I was like, you know, well, I'm ready to go or whatever. And he was like, you know, yeah, well, let me call, you know, your friend or whatever to see if he's ready for you to come or whatever. So I hear the dude, you know, cussing him out or whatever, you know, that such and such ain't coming to my house or whatever. And I'm confused, like, So he hangs up on his friend or whatever. So the dude was like, yeah, well, if you want to ride home, you know, you're going to have to give me and all my friends oral sex. I was like, I ain't giving y'all nothing. Now, back in the day, I had a slick mouth. I was like, I ain't.
It's a lot more than I ain't giving y'all
Oh,
nothing.
yeah, like, we was exchanging words. I was like, oh, no, I'm not doing nothing. The same way that I got over here, that's the same way I'm going to get home. So he exchanged words. I was like, well, I just call the police. And you know what I'm saying? He can, you know, resolve it or whatever. So as I'm saying that earlier, they were snorting lines as well.
Wow.
So they're coked up, everybody's high, everybody's drunk, you know. So when I sit and say, you know, I'm gonna call the police or whatever, it just struck whatever demon was in him. And he runs, and on the side of the couch, he had like an AK-47.
Wow.
So he runs right beside me, and I didn't even notice the gun, but he runs, you know, and picks the gun up and was like, you know, you're gonna give me and all my friends oral sex or whatever. So I'm there, I'm sitting there, and I'm scared, and I'm like, what done happened? He was like, nah, strip. So of course, you know, I'm scared, you know, I'm crying, you know, and I'm taking like one of my arms out my shirt or whatever. And the whole time I'm sitting there thinking, like, man, I'm finna die. You know what I'm saying? Not thinking like, man, I'm finna die, like my mom and them don't know where I'm at, but like, man, I'm finna die and go to hell. Because I could remember God was sending people, like my friends all at that time had gave their life to Christ. Everybody, I was the only one still, why not? And that was the first thing that came to mind, like I'm finna die and I'm finna go to hell. That was my last thought. And in the midst of me thinking that, the dude breaks down and starts crying. And I'm confused and I'm scared and I'm like, what's going on? And he just breaks down and starts crying. And, you know, he comes and he sits beside me. He was like, you know, I'm so sorry. And he's hugging me. And he was like, you're beautiful, you know, you don't deserve that or whatever. And he begins to, you know, tell me what was gonna happen. So the plot was for, you know, all that to go on, but the pallet was for him and his friends to gang rape me and then kill me because I didn't know where I was, didn't pay attention to my surroundings. Of course, the dude I thought was my friend or, you know, my friend or whatever, he wasn't. And so I was like, wow, you know, I'm scared. So he ended up taking me home or whatever. No, I didn't have to give him and none of his friends no more sex. But he took me home or whatever. And that was probably like the first time that I like experienced like God like that. My favorite Bible verse is Psalms 118 verse 17, and it simply declares, I shall not die but live and declare the works of the Lord. That is my ultimate favorite.
The older I get, the more I realize almost everything that I believed in my life was a lie. It started as a child, first with Santa Claus, then I believed that a brawl would never come between my dog's rump. My sister Mary